Hey everyone, it's Jakov, and I'm here today with another video for Last Alliance Total War. Today's video being a battle replay sent in by Darth Ellanus on the Last Alliance Discord server. Today's battle being a clash between Sarah Temmer and Ellen Anish. Sarah Temmer being the creator of the mod and Ellen Anish being one of my best subscribers overall in terms of the amount of content he's given me. Both duking it out in the mod. One leading an army of Mordor and one leading an army of Gondor, or in this case Numenor. I believe the Kingdom of Numenor to be specific. If you guys don't know, Last Alliance Total War is a mod for Total War Shogun 2 that sets the game into the second age of Middle Earth. A very cool mod and one that I very much suggest you guys play. I'll have it linked in the description, of course. If you guys want to send in any battle replays for me to cover, feel free to send them to me either in my email, which is linked in my channel description, or send them to me over Discord, be it the Last Alliance Total War Discord server or the Dauntless Days Discord server. Either of them will do. With that said, we'll put the battle into slow motion and we'll check out both armies. So, looking at the Numenorian force, actually no, the Mordor force. I keep getting surprised because I see the black Numenorians in it. So, they've got a couple units of Orc Spearmen in the front lines. Yeah, anything else past them? Then more Orc Spearmen, so nice solid line of Spearmen. Then behind them, the black Numenorian warriors, which are very elite archers that double as infantry and are quite good in both roles. Then 2 units of those guys. Then moving on, we've got the black Numenorian axemen, so heavy shock infantry, absolutely decked out in elite armor, 2 units of those guys. Then in the front, 2 units of the Orc warband, pretty basic Orc infantry unit. Then over here, Orc archers, more Uruk archers, so a bit of an upgrade, and more Orc archers. And then here, Orc raiders, so medium shock infantry, then more Orc raiders, and Uruk Stormband, a heavier form of infantry. Then turning over this flank here, we've got the Uruk Warg Riders of Lithlad running around in the forests, so getting ready for a flank. So yeah, a pretty mixed Mordor force. Got a nice bit of a mix there, as far as I'm concerned. Then turning to the Kingdom of Numenor army, and this really is an iconic clash, you know. Orcs of Mordor with support from some black Numenorians. It's the Kingdom of Numenor, you'll love to see it. So Numenorian Steelbowmen, their best archers, alongside the Andunier archers, a unique unit to the faction. Then, apart from them, we've got, what's here, more Steelbowmen, more Andunier archers, more Andunier archers. Then at the back, the Numenorian swordsmen, decked out in their iconic armor from the Lord of the Rings films. Then the Numenorian heavy infantry, clad in a little bit of extra plate armor. Numenorian spearmen, another tier 2 unit more or less. More swordsmen, more swordsmen. Miriel leading her royal guard. Miriel herself actually appearing in the Rings of Power. In fact, tell me what you guys think about the Rings of Power in the comments down below. I'm quite interested. Then the Numenorian Swordmasters, an elite shock infantry unit. Over here, more Swordmasters, more Spearmen, and more Swordsmen. And then hidden over here, we've got a support unit of heavy infantry. Now the army's getting ready to cross the river, although over here, the Orcs are beginning their attack, crossing over the river, and we'll put the battle into normal speed now. So they cross that river pretty easily, not much of a ford. I was kind of hoping there'd be a fight on the bridge, but we might have to wait for that. And they've already begun opening fire with immense range. The Steelbowmen begin opening fire straight into the Uruk Stormband. This is a good unit to kill just because of their prowess at being shock infantry. You want to cut them down before they reach your lines, and given how exposed they are, lack of shields, quite a tempting target. So the Orcs are advancing in one full wave. Some of them are going over the bridge from there, and the black Numenorian warriors are returning fire. The spearmen are advancing. Looking at the balance of power, it's pretty even on both sides. And yeah, the line just being drawn up. The orcs are going to outflank them from here. The archers are the high ground, you know, always an advantage. Orcs are streaming through the forest, and here we have it. First clash. Orc raiders against the Numenorian swordsmen. And the Numenorians are taking up a defensive stance, making a bit of a box, probably in anticipation of... Ah, the Nazgul there. So Nazgul was their general unit. Okay, fair enough. I didn't realise that. And there's the Nazgul himself. Okay, so they're prepared for that flank, and already units are breaking us from the sheer amount of archer fire. So Orc raiders against the Numenorian swordsman. I'm going to give it to the swordsman in this case. And extending down the line in through the cherry blossoms, the sakura trees. Spearmen fighting here. Here they've kind of broken through into the midst of the archers. Guy just goes down, stabbed by a polearm. Fighting in the water, they're doing their best. Is anyone on the bridge? Not quite. Some stillbowmen reposition. The sword masters are cleaving their way through the shallows. And I kind of like it unit v unit everywhere. Here we've got more sword masters fighting against the spearmen. And heavy infantry fighting against black Numenorian axemen. That's a pretty interesting mix all over the place. I'd say the Orc army is underpowered. The Mordor force attacks, getting right into the heavy infantry. Pretty tough spearmen, so they'll be able to force them to retreat. And the archer fires definitely going to be quite brutal against them. So they've pulled back there. The spearmen are advancing. I mean, there's a massive gap here now, so they're just going to be hit from behind. The Uruk archers are instead engaged head on. Yeah, can't exactly say that's a bad idea. Spearmen are moving around. The spearmen here are warding off the wargs. The heavy infantry are warding off the wargs. We see them retreating, pulling out of it. Ooh, this is nasty. They caught Muriel's Royal Guard out of formation. If they kill her, they can win the battle here and now. But the archer spire is unrelenting. And because of their dual spearman shtick, they're a bit harder to kill than they otherwise would be. This black Numenorian is slowing it down. Brought down by an archer, they're probably going to charge again. Archers here, the Uruk archers are being sanded between 22 archer units. They're not going to last too well. Then turn to the front line. The archers are engaging the swordsmen. And yeah, this isn't a good idea for Orc archers. Using them in the front lines is a very quick way to lose them, as you can see happening here. Then moving on over here, down to the rest of the line, it's mostly secure. Here the spearmen are doing pretty well, and the orcs are just breaking. I'd say to make this a more even match, they should have brought more black Numenorians, but they do have a lot of them. But the sword masters are crossing the river, getting ready to engage. Over here, the Numenorian warriors are beating the sword masters. Ooh, that was a nice little boss. Love seeing the good and evil men of Numenor duke it out. Now they're being sandwiched by a trigger. And Nazgul come out of nowhere crossing the bridge. I like that. Smart. Out they go. Archer fire falls down. Yeah. Not too bad at all. Over here, the Orc forces and the Black Numenorians. The Black Numenorians are really the one providing the bulk of the offensive power of Mordor in this case. Here you see the warband was routing. They couldn't handle it. even though the Numenor spearmen are out of position. Moving over here. Orc archers are pulling back. Swordsmen are probably going to advance. Moving into the midst of the fighting in the forest. The orc warband here doesn't seem like it will hold that much longer. Even though these guys are a better match for the swordsmen. And they come. And now they're just being hit from the rear. And with that, the Black Numenorian warriors shatter. Nazgul is still riding around the battle like crazy, trying to run down units, but they are absolutely surrounded by archers. And I doubt they'll be able to last that long. Is the Nazgul still alive? Yeah, here he is. Clad in his evil robes. And down he goes. Wow, I guess they were that easy to kill, huh? So the general's dead. The last bastions of the orcs, Black Numenorians, aren't exactly faring so well. The ground is absolutely littered with corpses here, which we like to see. Don't like to see, but it looks amazing. Archer fire comes in, they're pulling out, and yeah, I'd say this is a pretty decisive victory for the Kingdom of Numenor. Any more units left to fight? Routing over here. Can't see any pickets in. I would not call that a close defeat. I'd say the Kingdom of Numenor thrashed Mordor in this battle. Although I'd say that's kind of up for par. Like it's what you'd expect, because Mordor and the other evil orc factions are a fair bit underpowered. Despite the efforts of the modders, it's just a natural kind of thing. We're going to finish the battle, we'll check out both armies and see how they did. Love all these slightly modified screenshots. Help give the mod a bit of its bit of a unique character. Okay then. So, looking at Sarah Temmer, who had been leading the Kingdom of Numenor, she deployed 3,000 soldiers, as compared to Ellanus, who deployed 4,000 soldiers. In terms of losses, she lost a bit under 1,500, he lost over 3,000. Yeah, not too great on the Mordor side of things. Checking out the Numenorian army, Tarmiriel's Royal Guards got 158 kills, which is amazing for only 29 lost. Stillbowmen 189 kills, 340 kills, only 3 dead. That's amazing. The Andunier Archers 82 for 6, that's not that great. 1 for 99, 1 for 61 to 122, 71 to 149. That's amazing. If you really want to see that, 82 dead to 112 kills for the heavy infantry. Fairly good. 5 to 141. That's amazing. 70 to 303 for these Numenorian spearmen. That's out of the park. 35 to 16. Not great, but not exactly unexpected, and they more than made up for it with the other units. The Swordmasters 153 for 190. It's pretty good. 117 for 266. That's way better. 176 for 90. They traded just ahead. 36 for 158 for those swordsmen. Pretty good. 154 for 459. Amazing. 156 for 239. Also great. Then turning to Ellanus, his Nazgul got 119 kills, which is pretty damn good. 141 dead for the Black Numenorian Axemen for 116 dead. It's not that great. They didn't trade, like they traded fairly well, but they could have traded a lot better. 156 dead for 58. That's very bad. 67 dead for 139 kills. It's pretty good. 154 for 172. That's a better trade as far as I'm concerned. 195 for 119 by the Uruk Archers isn't too bad, given that they are like Uruks. At the end of the day, they're not a great unit, but still, it could have been better. Then the other Uruk Archers, 152 for 59, pretty poor. 217 to 3 for the Orc Archers, that's horrible. 171 to 35 for the other Orc Archers, that's pretty pitiful. 137 to 67 for the Storm Band, it's bad. 224 to 47 for the Orc Raiders, also bad. 229 43, horrible. 112 to 35 for the Orc Warband, poor. 192 to 44, bad. 101 to 61, bad. 118 to 84, bad. So if I keep saying bad, it's just the truth here. Orc Spearman 189 to 25, bad. 202 to 24, horrible. 191 to 18, bad. And the last unit, 212 to 12 kills, absolutely abysmal. In this case though, well, it was a very quick battle and a resounding success for the Kingdom of Numenor. I can't really say that Ellen could have played much better than he already did. Just in terms of the quality of his army, you couldn't really get too much more out of it at that level. Maybe he could have maneuvered a bit better here and there and micromanaged a bit more, but in general I don't think he really stood a good chance of winning that battle as it was. If his army had been far more comprised of Black Numenorian troops, he may have had a way better chance of winning it. But anyways guys, with that said, this is this video done and dusted. If you guys want to see more content like this, please make sure to like and subscribe. I know it might not seem like much to you, but for such a small channel, it is massively appreciated. Rest assured, more of this stuff will be coming up in the near future. And with all that said, this is your host Jakov, signing out.